Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to All's Quiet in the Trenches. My name is Tristan. We have one guy in the hospital. How bad are you? Wounded. Wounded. Why aren't you in the hospital? Wounded. Wounded. Huh? I don't know. Alright. Dialogues are important elements of the game. Symbols on the side provide information about effectiveness, create projects, changes, value, etc. Now, the star symbol means that his dialogue is valuable due to certain circumstances and could be gone in the next turn. Dialogues can also have negative effects. Dialogues without a symbol have no effect and are mainly meant to provide information. Your, excuse me, your Schmittenberg's Sergeant. I'm Sister Elizabeth Ritter. I organize our small field hospital here. Don't worry, Smittenberger is doing pretty well. He will soon recover from his wound. I'm honestly glad you were overwhelmed so quickly. The shorter a skirmish, the fewer dead and wounded. Defeat is good. Question mark? As far as I'm concerned, certainly yes. The lieutenant can throw a fit about losing the trench line all he wants, but I'm content with not being overburdened and nobody dying under my care, just because we don't have enough time for proper treatment. I agree. I'm glad you see it that way too. There are some people in the camp who believe that the war will be decided right here. Complete nonsense. They want fame and glory as a nurse. As a nurse, I know there's only agony and death to be won here. I like her. Sergeant. I was talking to you when it sent me over there. Welcome to the camp, Sergeant. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Anton Zelinsky, your field cook. I'm afraid I can't cook anything for you right now, though your squad hasn't been allocated supplies yet. Better contact Field Attendant Hennick. He is responsible for your supplies. Excuse me. Pardon me 1 second here. Sorry about that. Field Attendant. Logistics Officer. You're the new group sergeant, right? Field Attendant Hennick, responsible for supplying the troops. I'll allocate some supplies for your group immediately. This should last you until the next supply shipment. Talk to me if you need anything. Here's a good cooperation, Sergeant. Request additional provisions. No. Offer help? Sure. Oh, glad you asked, Sergeant. The artillery is using a lot of ammunition these days. My people have already communicated that they can hardly keep up. There's no harm in having more helpers to load the carts. I'll take as many as you can spare. Except... What did he say? Sorry, my nose has been bothering me for a week now. I hate blowing it at this point because I keep getting bloody noses. The storage is slowly emptying, but there's still enough left for you to get some extra if you need it. Except... Alright, I'll send someone over to pick up the supplies. Next shipment? It'll be a few more weeks, but the next shipment of supplies is coming soon. Alright. Leave. Do we have a supply count? I don't know. Where is our lieutenant? think you're the lieutenant. Yeah, you're the lieutenant. Zelensky. Wonderful, I just got the delivery from the field attendant. What size rations should I give your people? If you want to do something good for them, then I'd suggest double rations. Just talk to me when you want to change your troops' rations. I'm going to give you double rations for this turn. Alright, Sergeant, I will serve the men double rations from now on. Let's give them a little boost. You don't have anything to say. I can't help you. I guess our men are relaxing. You can grab some food. You can load the carts, unload the carts. So much for relaxing. Set up camp. Yep. Sunday, March 14th, 1915. Sunday service usually lifted the spirits in camp, especially among the more religious of the men. Accordingly, I was relieved when a military chaplain finally came by. Oh, sir, you give us this, but I can't get you to translate German words to English for me. And many of the soldiers rushed to the opportunity to listen to his sermons. As usual, Cumberbund was first among the pious, congregating at the service. Still, as their small procession passed me by, he took the time for a brief chat to tell me, "You know, Sergeant, I think I could lead a sermon too. Before I came here, I studied theology, after all. And we would no longer have to wait for another man to undertake the arduous journey. You are here to be a soldier, not a priest. All right, from now on, you'll be leading sermons, or I'll think that. No, you can lead sermons. All right, from now on, you'll be leading sermons, I decided for a moment. Cumberbund began beaming from ear to ear, but he quickly caught himself and turned somber once more. "If those are your orders, of course I accept," he told me with a respectful bow, before hurrying to catch up with the other soldiers. March 17th, 1915. One evening, Wellinger came back to camp with a whole crate worth of food. We placed it with the rest of our stock and wandered off, whistling and lost in thought. When our eyes met, he hesitated for a brief, unsure moment before muttering a friendly greeting. I demand to know where the food came from. I praised his initiative for the good of the unit. I didn't see anything. He gave me a shifty grin and conspirative nod before sauntering on his way. I have somebody new. Oh, he's back. He's no longer in the hospital. Not you. You. Oh, 2 Wilhelms, Peter, Franz, Wilhelm. Oh, you're new. Casper Pedersen. Are you the sergeant of the people here? I am supposed to report to you. I am the new guy. My name's Pedersen. Impose punishment. How dare you be new? Origin. I'm from Schleswig. Family. I have one, yes. Good job. physically fit. He is tired, and he's a big eater. Double rations. An army... Okay, that's because I'm giving everybody double rations right now. An army marches on its stomach, working power, combat, strength, and morale always adjusts quickly on the size of the rations. Neutral. He is clumsy. Somewhat pragmatic. When it comes down to it, orders are merely guidelines. After all, what does the major even know about fight in the trench? Very unpatriotic. Aren't we all human beings on both sides of the trenches? Isn't there more that unites us than what divides us? Very outspoken. Some call it directness, honesty, or rudeness. Whether it's good or bad, one thing is clear: these people are voicing their opinion, no matter what. Somewhat jaded, one can get used even to ever-present suffering. Those who can laugh among the dying, unconcerned, may have lost a burden, but may not just that. Somewhat distant. It is not easy for everyone to open up to the people who have been forced upon them as comrades, even less if you've never known which of them will still be around after the next battle. And fairly courageous. Fortune favors the bold, but especially in a war there is a fine line between courage and foolhardiness. Oh, I can add information here. Profession butcher, unmarried, no children. He's a Protestant. Nobody has any notes. I don't know if I should add anything. Let's see. You are back. Where are you? You. I've been released from the hospital, Sergeant. I'm still a bit bruised, but I'm feeling a lot better already. The rest will surely heal soon. Grant reward. Bigger rations. Wondering what it was. Okay. Let's knock rations down. Peg. Where are you? Nobody. Did you like your meal today, Sergeant? Rations. Standard. Headquarters. The officers are dissatisfied with me because by now even the quality of their rations is suffering from the current supply bottlenecks. I have a suggestion how the both of us could help each other through a trade. Are you interested? If you could give me some of your canned meat and have a man move all of it, I'll give you bigger bread rations from your people in return. While this will make your rations more boring, you will end up with significantly more daily rations than before. Do we have a deal? Yes. Request more rations. I'm afraid there's none. But I'll see what I can spare for you. Accept. Ask a favor. A bottle of wine or better foods. Unfortunately, I can't help you there, Sergeant. The warehouse is admittingly empty, and as usual, the wine ran out first. Next shipment. I should receive the supply in a couple of days. Leave, Lieutenant. The villagers are suspect. I keep hearing stories of attacks on France Tierras on our comrades along the front. Organize some patrols through the village, Sergeant. Show the French who's in control here so they don't get any foolish ideas. Ask for a break. No. Not yet, at least. Ask for more work. If you order some of your men to help dig trenches, I'll take positive note. The more you can spare, the better. Okay, we'll accept that. I want to accept everything right now, just to see. Current workload. There's a lot to do, but we're used to that. I wish I had more time for some patients, but at least we're usually able to react to emergencies fast enough. Offer assistance. We could use some helping hands. 1 or 2 people would already be a great help, Sergeant. Accept. And... click, click, click. Bonjour, monsieur. Are you the sergeant whose people pitched their tents right there at the camp entrance? My name is Marnie Laroche. I am one of the village elders in our community. Since I can speak German, I try my best to mediate between the residents of the village and the soldiers here in the camp. Do you have anything to say? Nope. We got lots of activities here. Alright. How are our tiredness? Exhausted. 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 And tired. Pick up food. Okay, so I want to do a lot of this. I'm not going to, though. This does not... So these ones have a big impact on our tiredness. Trade provisions will tick our people off, but get more food, and I want more food. Helping dig the trenches. I'm gonna hold off on these 3 for this turn. Thursday, March 18th, 1915, after my deal with the field attendant, Selinski could only give out extremely small portions of meat. While the rations were being distributed, some of the men grumbled discontentedly about the situation. I blamed the dire supply situation on the field attendant. I explained the trade I made to them. I ignored the discontent. I'm going to explain the trade I made. They won't be happy, but... I explained the trade. Less meat for us in exchange for more other rations that would nourish us longer. The men were upset about my decision. It seemed they would have judged the supply situation differently than I. Who are you? Reporting to duty, Sergeant. Wolfgang Kohn, my name. I was assigned to your group. It is an honor to serve under your command. What are your orders? Can I actually... personal issues, origin. Okay, so he actually has something. I come from Upper Silencia, from Radibur. We manufacture everything: steel, cigars, soap. We even have a railroad workshop. Family. We are a big family, and we are doing well. My father is my greatest role model, and I want to make him proud. One day, I want people to respect me the way that he is respected. Cool. Optimistic. A lot is easier when you know what you're doing it for, but it is definitely difficult to maintain this confidence in the face of everyday horrors of war. Physically fit, exhaustion, illness, wounded, he's tired. Very tolerant, to live and let live, each up to his own tune. It is the difference that makes life interesting. Completely by the book, structure gives security. As long as you do what the superiors say, you can't go wrong. Very patriotic, one often feels closest to one's home, family, and origin. What sacrifices are we not prepared to make for them? Fairly diplomatic. If your own survival is heavily dependent on your comrades and superiors, it stands to reason that you might want to avoid unnecessary conflict with them. Very compassionate. It is difficult to keep the heart open to other people's emotions when suffering and deaths are such a central part of everyday life. And yet, that is perhaps when it is most important. Very courageous. Fortune favors the bold, but especially in war, there is a fine line between courage and foolhardiness. Favorable. Entrepreneur, engaged. Radibor, he's Jewish. Cool. Leave. Hey, if I click there? Oh no, okay. Must have clicked on him then. So he is tired. How is everyone else doing? Preparing church service. Okay. I guess that's the issue of having that, is I now lose him on Sundays. Okay, so everyone else is tired. No, you're still exhausted. You're exhausted, and you're exhausted. How are you guys still exhausted? I let you guys rest. Sergeant, your men are exhausted. With your permission, I would like to give them larger portions to get them back into shape. Put yourself together and do as I tell you. Pull yourself together and do as I tell you, Sergeant. I'm giving your orders, not requests. Because I didn't do what he asked for last time. Finally took you long enough, Sergeant. The Major ordered the start of the offensive this morning. Unfortunately, we don't get a chance to win fame and honor just yet. We're in reserve for the time being. Make sure your men are ready to move out at all times. After all, we don't want to disappoint the Major once it's finally our turn. We have a few prisoners of war in our camp that need guarding until they can be moved to a prison. Until then, it will be your responsibility, Sergeant. Oh my god. Sergeant, your performance leaves a lot to be desired. Until that improves, you can expect more work assignments. Your group is tasked with guard duty. Get a patrol ready. next shipment? The delivery should have been here a while ago. Unfortunately, I don't know how long it'll take to get to us. All right. Yeah, we're running low on supplies. Where are you? You have a minute. We need your help somewhere here in the hospital. We need your help with something here in the hospital. Tuesday, March 30th, 1915. Thank you for taking the time, Sergeant. Sister Lewis seemed tense, even though the field hospital did not seem too crowded at the moment. Please, follow me. She motioned and led me past the hospital towards a barren patch of land with a series of shallow ditches dug in a line. Graves. I heard there's a new offensive coming. Elizabeth paused and turned towards me with dire seriousness in her eyes and pointed towards the graves. Well, we're going to need a lot more of those. Do you think you could spare some of your men to dig more of that? We can't help you. Of course we'll help out. First we'll help. Of course we'll help out. I promised her I could see the relief in her eye when that load came off her shoulders. Thank you so much, Sergeant. You're not just helping the hospital, you're helping everyone who comes through here. Perhaps even yourself. If we run out of space for the dead, we also run out of space and time for those who might still be saved. She gave me a tired smile, gently squeezed my arm, and slowly made her way back to the field hospital. Okay, guard duty captives does not make people tired, is going to make people exhausted, and is going to be tiring as well. You can dig graves. You can guard. You can guard. You can dig graves. And you can do this. And I can't do that. You're exhausted, right? Yep. Oh, okay. Thursday, April 8th, 1915. Although our uniforms were no longer shiny and colorful like they used to be, but only field gray, the soldiers still had to look orderly. I had therefore ordered them to use this evening to mend their uniforms if necessary. When many men complied, I saw Cumberbund also undressing. I knew that his uniform was already perfect and accurate. He took care of that on his own. I inquired earnestly what he intended to do. I praised his diligence. I made a joke. Praise his diligence. Your uniform is already very neat. Don't you worry about it, Cumberbund. You're doing fine. I praised him. Cumberbund continued to undress anyway. I'll just look it over again, he said, and almost fell over with how clumsily he was acting. I didn't need a performance. I let him be. I let him be. Don't spend too much time, I mumbled while leaving. Later I saw him sitting with the others endlessly turning the uniform back and forth without having to do anything to it. Strange fellow. Sometimes he seemed as if he was just playing a role in perfecting his performance. What that make would that make him a good soldier or a bad one? Sunday, April 11th, 1915. Madame Laura, the speaker of the nearby French village, greeted me with a smile, but quickly cut to the chase of why she'd come to meet me. Your cannons have been thundering day and night, and the villagers are scared, she explained. Especially the younger children are suffering. It was only in that moment that it occurred to me that our artillery truly had been firing almost non-stop for some time now. Of course, the distant, if constant grumbling paled in comparison to the actual impacts we faced on the battlefield, and I had long learned to put the noise out of my mind, or perhaps my hearing had just gotten that bad. Alright, trying to turn off my phone. Do you perhaps know how long this will continue, Madame Locker? Asked carefully. Yes, let's give her all the details, because that's going to go well. It will be some time yet, I'm afraid. We recently launched an offensive. Until the Major decides it's been enough. I am not about to spill milk. I'm just going to say the military, or the Major did it. It's up to the Major. I commented with a shrug. After all, we had to live with the noise just like they did, and no one bothered to notify us about these things. Madame Laroche, I don't know, say her name, frowned at my dismissive reply. Let's hope that time will come soon, she sighed before casting a sharp glance over in the direction of the battery and adding, for the sake of our husbands and sons on the other side as well. With that, she said her brief goodbyes, turned and walked away. To change to fairly compassionate. So he's less compassionate than he was. Lovely. Okay. One tired. 3, 3, 2, 3. I guess I really do need to give you guys more ration. Holy crap. Your men are exhausted. With your permission, I would like to give them... Yes. Leave. I don't know. Like, I gave them double rations and they were still exhausted. I'm sorry, but we're still waiting on the fresh supplies. I can't give you much. My stockpile is almost empty. I hope it'll last until the shipment comes in. The field laundry can't keep up with the demand. To relieve them, your unit will be responsible for keeping their uniforms clean by themselves. Remember that Army standards are to be upheld nonetheless, Sergeant. I keep pissing him off, so he's just going to have more and more things for me to do. Sergeant, your performance leaves a lot to desire. Guard duty. Oh, lovely. Just 2 things. Current workload, there's a lot to do. If we can offer assistance, I will. We can't help you out at all. Okay, so you're exhausted. You're 2, 3, 3, 1. 1, 2. You're compassionate. Let's send you... Not you. You're compassionate. Let's send you up here. Improves hospital occupancy. Delay will have consequences. Will fail if not done this turn. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to put a cut in here. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Please leave any comments that you might have, and I hope to see you all again. Have a great day, everybody.